Hello and welcome to the Week 5 edition of the Monster Pod here on thelines.com. Matt Brown, Steven Anders. Joined this week, Ryan Noonan from 4 for 4. Las Vegas Raiders on the road at the Denver Broncos, 2.5 to 3 in favor of the Broncos at home over the Raiders. 35.5 to 36 is your total. You know the madness going on this week. Devontae Adams wants out of town, so he wants to go. Max Crosby's injured. The quarterback play's been terrible. They might make a switch at running back. There's all kinds of dysfunction already through 4 games with the Raiders. Who could have seen that coming except everybody who, like, this is why you don't hire a coach based off the players going, hey, man, we really want you to hire this coach. No, you hire a coach based off of whether you think he can coach in the NFL or not. It took Devontae Adams all of 4 games to be like, oh, yeah, this staff sucks. I'm out of here. Like, there's no chance in all of this. That said, the Broncos certainly hadn't lit the world on fire, but field goal at some places there, Steven.
And like an Army-Navy game total here, right? In the mid-30s. So just based on traditional betting numbers in the NFL, my eyes are going to go towards the Raiders getting a full 3 in such a low total game. I certainly acknowledge that the Broncos defense is the best unit on the field, probably by a decent margin here.
And Surtain has just shut down every receiver he's been up against all year long. But who the hell is he going to guard? He didn't have to guard anyone. Who's he going to guard?
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Trey Tucker.
Yeah, who's he going to guard? I mean, yeah.
So, whatever. I still, it's ugly. It is the most uncomfortable bet I've made this week, but I did take the full 3 with the Raiders against this Broncos team. Bo Nix had 60 passing yards last week. 100 years after football was invented, Bo Nix had 60 passing yards in a game. Like, how could you bet Broncos -3 and rely on that offense to win by more than a field goal to win your bet? Like, you're relying on defensive variance and getting turnovers in the right spot in the field. Listen, it's a horrible matchup for the Raiders offense. I certainly acknowledge that, but they're at least throwing the ball when they have to. I mean, this is still a team that on a down-to-down basis is 11th in passing success rate. Getsy wants to throw the ball. They had a huge positive game script last week, so they ran it a ton, but the rest of the season, they are willing to throw the ball, and if I'm getting a full 3 on that against Bo Nix, I'm in. God help.
So, I mean, Ryan, help us out. Like Surtain can't guard Brock Bowers, right? Should this just be like Brock Bowers, like every alt ladder we could ever post? It is just like this is the Brock Bowers like breakout game where he has 10 catches for 140 yards or something.
Oh man, I thought I was pretty slick last week where I got a rogue 41.5 on his receiving line before we got the official, like as the news was breaking for Devontae Adams. I'm like, oh man, this is just such a great spot. What do you have, like 16 receiving yards? I mean, the CLV I had, I mean, I just try to pay my mortgage with
I know,
this
it's so
month.
great.
It was just beautiful, but it didn't matter in the end. So yeah, I don't know what we see in terms of, he shadows at the second highest rate. But I don't know where he would even take that here, where that would go, and if it would matter at all. With Steven, in the sense that this is a very uncomfortable handicap because just picking a side here is tough. I took the Broncos at 2 and absolutely love it. Now, 3 is a different conversation. And that's kind of where we're approaching now, and I understand that. But yeah, I do think that the defensive matchup is such an advantage here for the Broncos, which is shocking because this is not what we thought this Broncos team was going to be this year. We thought it was basically Patrick Surtain and nothing else. They are 2nd in total sacks. They are 6th in total quarterback pressures and 3rd in overall, 6th in pressure rate and 3rd in overall pressures. Like, they have been a problem. And Gardner Minshew is taking a ton of sacks. He holds onto the football too long. He's one of the highest guys in time to throw under pressure. Just got a little bit of God complex trying to get the ball deep down the field. And I don't know who is on the other end of that this week without Devontae Adams in the lineup here. So there's some guys up front that have been disruptive for the Broncos, and I think they continue to be. And there's just 2 that I think is enough of a line. And again, I'm backing a quarterback that threw for 60 yards last week, right? Yeah. So I do think there's a difference in terms of the matchup on the road in New York against a really good Jets pass defense versus playing this Raiders defense at home without probably Max Crosby. Some injuries in the secondary too with, Marcus Epps is on IR. So there's some problems there too. So Broncos under 3, I think is a great look. The 3 maybe give me a little bit more hesitation.
Yeah, the thing about the Raiders too, that if Bo Nix, I mean, we don't know, but if Bo Nix, they like to blitz, but they just don't get home, right? Like, so they blitz a lot and they just don't get a lot of pressure out of those blitzes. And so it's like, okay, you're likely to have a guy running somewhere where there might not be someone around him. Can Bo Nix register and process and get the ball to said person in time to make some plays for Denver? I don't know, but if there's ever a chance for him to figure it out, it might be this week at home against the Raiders. I just can't back this version of the Raiders. I think this is going to end up, I think the wheels are about to fall off for the Raiders. Like, I think this is the beginning of the end for this team where
but I got the better kicker, Matt. I'm getting 3 and I got the better kicker, baby.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I mean, listen, it's 35.5 total. There's a, like you said, at full 3, there's a case to be made no matter what.
I'm with you, Matt. And one other thing that I want to just real quick, if people want to speculate a little bit, because I'm with you. If you do think that this is like a systemic collapse going on with the Raiders, and it could be, they're 22-1 to have the first pick in the draft. Just putting that out there. A little bit of a longer shot. I think you can obviously make the case they've already won. They won on the road in Baltimore.
Yeah.
But again, if you think that this thing collapses, we start to see AOC, the wheels start to fall off. 22-1 for a team that is playing in a division against 3 other teams that we think are all pretty competitive. Tough spot for the Raiders.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if we get old, the some investment come in Vegas and like they try to go all in on Belichick or something like that in the offseason. Like that wouldn't surprise me to try to make a splash, because this team is just the way it's constructed. It's terrible. All right, guys, everything you do absolutely free. Do appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comment section. Steven will go in. He'll read them. Like what did we get right? What did we get wrong? Let us know. And of course, you want to continue the discussion. Upper right-hand corner of thelions.com is the Discord. You can go in there, chat football, every single sport, actually, all year around. If you've not checked out 4for4 yet, head over to 4for4. Go in. You can use it not only for your sports betting, you can use it for your fantasy sports and your DFS and everything like that. So be sure, 4for4.com. Thanks, Ryan, for being with us as well. For Steven, I'm Matt. Good luck on all your Week 5 bets.